Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm reviewing a set of darts from Bulls Germany, and this is the VECO, is it, or VECO? It's that, whatever that says. And there's three models in the range, and I'm reviewing the V1 model, and it's got them on the back there. It's quite an unusual shape, and it's kind of similar to the, I think it was the 180 Nighthawk darts. Kind of a similar shape to them, which I didn't get on with and I didn't like them at all, but for some weird reason I hit a 180 on the video with them, but I don't think I'm going to do that with these, not the way my elbow is. Anyway, let's check them out. So there's three models in the range, and this is the VECO V1, the 25 gram, 90% tungsten. They're also in 21 and 23 gram in steel tip, 18 gram in soft tip, and retail for £44.85. So once again, it comes in this slim cardboard packaging, and I'm thinking it's pronounced VECO. I just don't know. But anyway, on the back there you've got the three models, V1, V2, V3, but let's have a look. Inside you've got this little plastic inlay, velvety covering on that, and you got the very chunky rubber, and I think it's metal Bulls point holder, and like I said, quite an interesting shape on the barrels there. And they come supplied with the Bulls grip medium nylon stems, and you got a set of the VECO standard shape flights. Probably doesn't come across on the camera, but I think it looks more like a kind of aquamarine, slightly green colour. But there you go. Once again, the darts are fitted with a silver point, so you're probably going to have to scuff them up a little bit, or they may drop out your board. I suppose it may depend on your board and how hard you throw them, but it's easy enough to get a bit of sandpaper and scuff them up, or change them to something else if that's what you want. But again, another kind of difficult shape to describe. A lot of the Bulls Germany ranges this year have been kind of like unique styles, so I don't really know how to describe this one. It's kind of like an inverted double taper scallop style, but obviously it's still got elements of a straight barrel. But these two sections are tapering towards the middle, and then the center section is like your typical straight barrel style, and then you've got kind of like almost like a scallopy section either side. But then if you look at the whole thing, it's kind of like a big long elongated scallop. So maybe it's a nice balance there for mid grippers, but for front grippers it goes slightly chunky there, which for me doesn't feel too bad. So it almost feels like you've got something to push against, and it's kind of like a shark style grip. And then on the rear grippers, I should say, for all rear grippers, it goes the opposite direction. So it's curious how it's going to work for each style, but it could be that there's something there for each. But maybe again one of them darts that you're probably going to have to throw to find out whether or not it works for you or not. But certainly an interesting range they've brought out, and quite a nice looking dart again. Pity the grip didn't go right to the nose there though. I think I'd normally be gripping it around there, but it actually feels fairly comfortable holding it there, so we'll try that when I come to throw them. And for rear grippers, at the end of the barrel, if that's where you like to hold it, there's a smooth section on the end there as well, but it's not too bad I suppose if you want to be in front of that. And there's the grip medium stems, and the again quite a striking looking flight, the standard shape VECO or VECO, I'm still not sure, but there you go. Looks a nice setup. So you've got a tapered nose, and it's pretty much like a normal shark style grip, but obviously as you can see it goes quite wide at the front, and then it starts to taper off, gets thinner, and then it's kind of like a, well, what do you call that, like a bevel ring or a scalloped section, and then it goes pretty much like a normal straight ring and groove grip, but with the grooves painted that kind of like turquoisey aquamarine style colour, and then almost like another scallop section, and then it goes back to the shark style grip, but this time it's flaring out towards the rear, and then just a taper on the rear part. So there you go, that's the Bulls Germany Veco or Veco, I still can't understand which is the right way to say it, V1 darts.
So that's fitted with a silver 26mm points, the tapered nose, that's smooth 6.3mm, and then you've got the shark ring grip which is tapering towards the middle, that's 10.8mm, and then that midsection is a normal thin ring and groove with painted grooves, but the two scallop bits either side is 14.8mm, and then you've got shark grip again, this time widening towards the rear, that's 12mm, smooth section on the end 6.5mm, length 50.4mm, wide is 7.2mm.
25.07 grams. 25 grams exactly. And 25.08 grams full setup. 26.82 grams.
Here's the balance with nothing attached, and this is the balance with the supplied setup. So the shark grip sections are the grippiest at 6.5.
Let's give them a throw and see how they go. I'll start with my front grip as usual. One dart, each double. Oh, too many beans. Oh, nearly clipped the wire. It's fairly chunky feeling at that front section, and I kind of like the way it tapers and allows you to have like the grip to push against, but I don't know, the balance just seems a little bit strange. It almost feels as if it was starting to tumble through the air, but I think that was what happened with them other darts that I tried before, which were like this shape. Seems to be almost like starting to do that as I'm letting go of it, but I don't know, it might be just a case of having to play with it, get the feel of it. What was I on? On 7-1. But I'm not sure it's for me, to be honest. Just the way it doesn't seem to be flying quite right. I'll have another try with the front grip. No. Nah, I don't think it's working right. I think it's the balance more than anything. I'll do like the feel of the grip there and the slightly chunky feel of it, but it just doesn't seem to have the balance, doesn't feel right for whatever reason. I'll try the midsection now, which is basically a ring and groove grip. No, I think that's that was flying a lot better. I think it's just the terms of the balance, which I don't know, it's kind of strange when you think about it, because you got the grip there and there's grip there, but where there's less grip it seems to be the best spot. Although I haven't tried the rear section yet, like, so we'll see. But that's flying a lot better. Yeah, got one, and it feels a lot easier to throw from that spot as well. I'm flying a bit smoother as well overall. So in terms of the balance and how it flies for me, that is the best spot so far. We'll try the rear section now. How's that noise? I'm getting haunted. What was I on? 19. Oof. I'm just not sure with this dart. It's just that kind of like weird shape. I'll have a go at the trebles with the rear grip. No. Nah, it might be just the way the balance of the dart is, and it just doesn't work with my throw. Definitely feels rather nice throwing it from the midsection, but like I said, it's got the grippy parts on the two ends, so the midsection you're losing out on the grip really, but I'm sure there'll be some front and rear grippers that'll be throwing them fine, but for me it don't know, just didn't feel right with my front grip, and it didn't feel right with the rear grip either. And like I said, the balance was so nice there, probably because of the shape of the dart, but I don't know, it's a slightly strange dart again. But like I said before, it reminded me of the 180 Nighthawk darts, and I didn't like them at all. And then I managed to hit a 180 in the review of them, so it might be just a case of having to get used to the dart and maybe change the setup and get the balance right and all that, but a little bit too quirky for me in terms of the balance. So that's the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.